everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to go over the big version 15.0 update. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, so I'm going to try and go as fast as possible because otherwise this video is going to be like 30 plus minutes long and I don't want to go that far. So without further ado, let us begin with probably the biggest update, and that is, let's see, bam. We've got some new items in the world of Monster Strike, and this is probably going to be a game changer. Oh, it definitely will be. So one of the items is this level limit break scroll, and you will get one upon login after maintenance. You can grab it from your box here. I haven't pulled it yet, but you'll see this nice red looking scroll, and what this does is that it is going to break the limit of levels here, and instead of 99 it will now be 120, and on top of that it will scale all of your stats, so your attack, HP, and speed will scale. In addition, your bump combo damage will also scale up. The plus values that you get from Morlings will not change, so don't worry about that. However, it does take about 50 max Ps to get them from 99 to 120, so do take care about that. You can access that. Right, you get a little notification there that says you can break the limit. Click that new item here, menu item, sorry, and you can do that. And you get the opportunity to level break any transcended monster. Right, that is an important distinction. And you can see when you do that, there'll be a new icon to indicate that your monster is super hyper maxed, I guess. And as you can see, the max level is 120. Now, that's not the only item you're going to get, because there is a super bias scroll, and while we don't have one quite yet, you will get another one tomorrow in your mail when you log in, and that is this white scroll here. And what this white scroll does is it makes a monster into a super type, and essentially what this does is upgrades your bias type from, let's say, speed to super speed. And each super type comes with its own perks, and we'll go over that real quick. And just in case you're wondering what it looks like, you'll see that the bias text there turns yellow and has Cho in front of it, which means super. All right, get that out of there. Now, what do the different super types do? Well, let's go over them real quick. So, if you have a balanced type monster and you use that scroll, he becomes a super balanced type. And what this does is when you collect a heart item, you will get 20% more HP back. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's multiplied by 20% or if it's an additive 20%. I feel like what people are saying online, it's an additive. So that's pretty nice, especially for gold hearts. That should get you to pretty much full HP that way. In addition, that monster will do 5% more damage, and that includes, straight up attack when you hit somebody, or its bump combo. Both of them will do 5% more damage if you have the elemental advantage. So, for example, if you are the fire type, anytime you hit a wood monster, you'll do 5% more damage. And if your bump combo is of a fire type, that will also do 5% more damage. Now, I don't know if this is one of the better ones. However, this is a perk that's always available, and the distinction will be made clear when we go into the power type, super power type. For a super power type, when you pick up a sword item, that will actually do 20% more damage than usual. Pretty good, especially probably quests where the swords do extra damage. In addition, it will do 20% more damage to the first enemy you hit. Right, so this is going to be really good for monsters that do a lot of damage in a single hit. So, of course, Deku probably pops into mind to a lot of people. He would be a great candidate for this. In addition, somebody like Takemikazuchi, who does that super strong attack, the first time you pierce through them. That's also a possible option. But again, this is only for the very first hit you get. Do that. Now, let's say your monster is of a speed type. Well, a super speed type will... Oh, that should not be a sword, but that is the boot. There you go, let's fix that. When you pick up the boot item, you'll get more speed. Of course, Monster Strike usually don't give percentage increases for speed level stuff, so they didn't give any details that way, but probably along the lines of 20%, given that the attack did that. just a guess though. In addition, the first time you hit a wall, you will speed up. So that is an interesting perk. And last but not least, we have the Super Blast type. And for these guys, if you pick up an Hourglass item, instead of 3 turns, you will get 4 turns of Strike Shot Charge. And here's the big one, indirectly activated bump combos. So basically when an explosion happens, whether it's through that bump combo, or maybe like bombs or stuff like that, where you didn't actually touch the monster, but something else activated that monster, it will actually have 100% of its strength. Normally it's only 50%. Did you know that? I know it was a while before I realized that was a thing, but any indirect activation of bump combos only do 50% of their normal damage. But if you're Super Blast type, regardless, it'll do 100%. Now, there are some caveats here. Scrolls can only be used on transcended monsters, so they must have already gotten that transcension before you can use any of these scrolls. In addition, here's an important thing. If the monster you use eventually gets a Transcension Kai, you will not be refunded that scroll. Very important, alright? So, so old monsters, let's say Hunter King, Agnamut, Mundus, right? You probably don't want to use these scrolls on them because they are the highest candidates to get a Transcension Kai. I would also worry about monsters who are on the brink. Well, no, that's not true. Like, yeah, never mind. I was gonna say other monsters, but like, forget I said it. Just the important thing is that any monsters that are on the verge of getting Transcended Kais, they automatically get these bonuses, right? They go up to 120, and they also have the super type added to them. So make sure you watch out on who you give these scrolls for. Next. Alright, there are some quest resets in the normal quests, so go ahead and take a look. You should see that all of your normal quests, those bonus stages, have been reset. Well, not all of them, but the bonus stages have been reset. So you can run those again and get the XP rewards, orbs out of them, and that is pretty sweet. In addition, there is going to be 5 new sets of normal quests that you can take on. Those will give you some awesome rewards, including those new scrolls. So that's actually probably the fastest way to get another level up scroll and a super type scroll. And like I said earlier, all previous cleared normal quests have their bonus stages reset, so clear them again, get some XP boosts, and yes, you can get all those orbs again for a total of 102. Nice. Number 3, make sure you don't forget about this. There are new Gozetsu point rewards, so hopefully you have some stocked up. You can go into the menu here by clicking... Just click the rank... Let's see, there you go. Click the rank button on the top to automatically go into the options. Ooh, I wonder if... Come on. But there is a new reward available where... There's a new reward available where you can get an item just by waiting, a certain amount of time. As you can see, it will rotate between 3 items. It will go from the biscuit. Once you get that item, you'll get the Eraberu Bell. And then once you get that, you'll go to the Waku Waku Stick. And then once you get that, it'll rotate back to the Fueru Biscuit again. And it'll just constantly rotate around that. Now the timing is the same as how you would create orbs or the soul points. So there you go. Oof. So if you want to utilize those in a faster manner, of course do that. As you can see, I put 1 point into the orb and I did the same 1 point into the item. So for me, it'll happen every 2 weeks. But if you're able to max it out, I believe it goes all the way down to 1 week. So if you've been clearing out those Gozetsu quests, it's a good way. And you should at least put 1 level, in my opinion, for both the orbs and the items. Maybe I should do it for the soul points, but I haven't had a need for that. So I just left it at 0. As you can see, I've been focusing almost everything on those metal discounts, because I definitely use the items and the gold berry guaranteed stuff from the temples a lot more. So that's at least more worth it for me. But yeah, there you go. New Gozetsu point reward. Number 4, they are renewing the weekly mission rewards. Before, depending on your rank, you would get different rewards, but now they're just going to make it all even across all ranks. In addition, they have improved the rewards and added a new tier. These changes will begin next week, October 14th, so this week is still the same old rewards. But what are the new rewards? Well, for 450, you'll get 10 of each max stone. Let's see what the current one is. On 900, you'll get 10 of each Morling X plus 10 max speeds. On 1300, you will get an orb, a stamina min, a continue min, and the friendless refresh item. So you can see it's just a little bit shifted around here. But here you go. On 1500 stamina spent, you will get a level scroll. That's right. It looks like every week you can get a level scroll. So I would say don't be worried about using that level break scroll because you're going to get one every week. Pretty good. Ooh. Alright, they also have tweaked the affinity wards slightly. When you get a turtle now, you'll get 3 of them. They replaced the quest tickets, for those super old XP stages, which aren't that great. You'll get a stamina min and a insta ascend Charl instead. And the orbs are going to be replaced with an orb ticket. Now, don't worry, orb tickets still give you 5 orbs. However, you have to actually physically exchange them. And you can only exchange about 40 per month, or exactly 40 per month. And if you want to exchange them, you have to go to the friends list here. There is a new menu item at the bottom, and you'll see the number of tickets here. And I mean, you'll exchange it that way. I'm not sure why they did it. Maybe they're trying to curb people who've been affinity farming, maybe. Because now you can only get at most 40 orbs per month. So interesting way to curb that. But also, don't forget to exchange them because you're just going to get a ticket. And unless you actually go in here and physically change it, you're not going to get the orbs. So, I don't know, but please don't forget. At least I told you, right? Some changes with max stamina. You can now use an orb. Oops. You can now use a orb sorry. At max stamina, you are now allowed to use an orb or stamina min to refresh your stamina. So before, if you are already a max, it would warn you, hey, you can't use an item here. But now you can. Also, the stamina that you have is no longer capped at 2 times your current max stamina. So let's say you rank up multiple times, you should be able to get all of those stamina points that you would have gotten. They will be pooled up for you. So that's pretty cool. Alright, number 7, level up quality of life. So I probably can't show you this, but they will just group up all of your monsters a little bit more cleanly when you feed a lot at a time. I mean, I doubt I have any monsters, like a lot of them here. I mean, let's just use Kongoyasha for example. Right, you use that check and they'll just basically make sure that it shows 2 there. And it should go all the way up to max luck, so if you have that many at once, you should be able to see it more cleanly with that times 98 rather than, I think you were normally stuck at 15 last time, so that's a good update. For those of you who have immense boxes, the max box size has been increased by 1,000 to 5,200. A new gimmick icon has been added, and yes, this is the thing we've all been fearing. For example, Judas. You can now see that a quest has speed down walls on it, so yeah, I mean, I know we've been worried about it, but it's gonna happen. We're gonna see a lot more speed down wall quests. Anyways. Also, if you're curious about what the gimmicks are, there is some small descriptions here. Of course, it's in Japanese. You can also see some icons here, so it may be helpful, but if you can read Japanese, now you know. 11, you can now get a push notification when it is Monster Strike Day, which is probably really good for those of you out not in Japan, because then you can deal with time zone issues, right? You don't have to worry. Is it the 10th in Japan yet? Oh no, you can now get a notification about that. So go here to the question mark. You can go to options, which is right under the green menu item. Go to the rightmost menu item and scroll all the way down. The first option in the bottommost menu is the one that says, do you want the Monster Strike Day notification? And as far as I know, this was on by default, which is great. So when it is the 10th, 20th, or 30th, you should get a push notification saying it is Monster Strike Day. If you don't want it, turn it off. But this should be great. Number 12, where to get this? So if you want information on what gacha a limited monster comes from, a gold egg icon is now available. So let's see. Here we go. Nostradamus. Where can you get Nostradamus again? I forget. But there's this new gold egg item, right? Oops. You can click on that and tell you, oh, you can get that from the Chojushin side, the Legends gacha. Great. What about Robin Hood? Where did he come from? Oh, that's right. He's in the green fantasy now. So it'll let you know when the limited monsters, what gacha you need to go to get them. There'll be an icon. Now, of course, it's in Japanese, so hopefully you can tell, but yeah. That's that's a nice update for those who are just not sure. Maybe like when the monsters shifted, right? You don't remember where they are anymore. At least there's a way to find out now. Alright, 13. Do you need some help? Well, you saw that new icon on the top right. Oragon is there. Click it and he will transport you to the help. Again, it's all in Japanese, so maybe it's a little bit tougher for you out there, but hey, at least this is pretty good to help out new players, assuming you can read Japanese. That's a pretty good assumption, huh? But maybe the icons can help? I don't know. Well, you have to read anything in the first place, so never mind. Alright, 14. There are some newbie campaign details here. Well, they basically increased the chance for a super fuse on the first 2 weeks of playing the game. So, better chance to get the bonus super fuse, the double XP. I mean, good for new players for sure. There's also a new icon that should be available when your new striker bonuses are available. So, getting those extra XPs, drop rates of Evo items, they should all be visible there. So just click that icon, and while that icon is there, you should also know that those bonuses are active. Alright, next, making Evo items. This is just a small change you probably won't notice, but now they've changed it so that you are clicking the material you want rather than the material you are combining. So before, when you wanted to make Divine Charles, you had to click the ball item here. But now you're actually clicking the item you want. So now you can see, okay, well, let's see. I want to use 100, well, I don't have enough. 100 green stones, Charles? That's slightly easier to do that. I don't know if it's easier, but it's different. But just note that you are now clicking the item you want to create rather than combining your materials. Alright. And you can't create that, can't create that. So yeah, anyways. Okay, next. Impossible look menu. So this is just a really small change, but before, if your highest luck monster was in its pre-Evo form, it wouldn't show it. Now it will. Actually, I probably don't have any monsters in that state, so I can't really show you, but it's this menu here where you want to see what the highest luck of your monster is. It'll include the pre-Evo forms now. Well, that's cool. Alright, next. Quest Select UI, slightly revamped. I'm sure you noticed right away. Everything, you got some more icons on the bottom. It's much more obvious what campaigns are available. Hopefully it's slightly easier to figure out where to use the bell now. So that's that. You can also see the ticket quests are down here, and then the 0 stamina quests are also accessible from that point of view as well. Icons are slightly smaller on top, but I think that's fine. Just something you gotta get used to. Miscellaneous stuff, they've slightly reworded some strike shots, so I'm sure they clarified a few things a little bit more. The lucky monster icon will no longer show up on the home page. Just go to the appropriate menu item as needed. Just scroll down to the bottom. It is the third from the bottom. It's the menu item third from the bottom. And last but not least, the playground bug has been fixed. If you remember, the 5th stage was just completely missing after the first day. That's because there were some bugs there. So you can now go back and go in there and clear that stage. It is available for 24 more days. So just go ahead, go crazy, clear it up. And the mission to clear all of those latest ones is also back. So you can get 5 orbs now for clearing that. Whew. And that, my friend, is version 15.0. And I might as well tell you right now, because if you're still here watching, thank you. The Tower of Champions this month has a special reward. That's where you can get the choice gacha. And what that is when you clear the Tower of Champions this month, so you go all the way through 40, clear it, you will get this choice dama. And this is going to allow you the opportunity to roll a gacha. You get to pick an element, and you'll get 1 monster from that element. It's free, so that's pretty cool, right? So make sure, if you normally skip the Tower of Champions, you absolutely do it this month so you don't miss out on that. In addition, for this month, stamina is 50% off. So if you're always worried about spending the stamina, it is cheaper. This also includes skipping stages. It is going to cost half as much as well. So hopefully you were able to get to the red tower, get those extra skips. You can skip all the way to 30 at half the cost. If you didn't, well, you're spending half stamina anyway, so that's still pretty cool. And last but not least, they have also added some test play decks where you can, in exchange for a friend list refresh item, you can use a pre-created deck, even if you don't have the monsters, and use those, which have been supplied by Mixie X-Flag. I haven't seen what they look like, so I don't know if they're good or not, but I'm sure they must be pretty helpful for those of you who may be struggling with the Tower of Champions. So go ahead and try those out. I'm sure you have a lot of those items left over, which is a nice way to use. However, do keep in mind that you can only do this if you play solo, so you cannot co-op and use helper decks. All right. And yeah, that's the item you need to use to get those helper decks. Okay. There's a lot of other stuff. I obviously didn't go over the Transcension Kai details, but let's leave that for another video because it's already 23 minutes long. All right. That, I think, is everything with version 15.0. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And let me know if you're excited for anything in particular, because there's a lot of cool stuff. And yeah, the scrolls are going to be a big game changer. So, pick carefully on who you want to go to 120 and use the super type. I'm sure you can find a lot of suggestions. Maybe I'll do a separate video to go over what people have been saying are the best options to use those scrolls on. But yeah, I think that's it. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.